Alright, welcome back. And in this video, I am going to teach you how to use the vehicle inspection grading scale. And I'm going to show you how to grade that vehicle with this grading scale. And that's going to allow you to purchase that vehicle in the condition that it's really in and pay the true market value and still have some wiggle room to kind of, come down on the price a little bit. So, first of all, I just want to say vehicles that do not pass the engine and transmission inspection should be automatically eliminated. All right? You can take heed to that if you want to. And I do highly suggest that you take heed to that because remember, if you have a button or something that, that's unable to, you know, wind the window up, you could still drive the vehicle, but engine and transmission, you do not, you don't want to play around with those two things. You want to take that seriously and you just want to just move past that vehicle if it does not pass the engine and transmission section. So this is what the vehicle inspection grading scale looks like. This is what you're going to get in the text document that's going to be available in the download. And I'm just going to kind of show you how the inspection process goes about and how you go about grading that vehicle. So if a certain part of that vehicle did not pass the inspection, you're going to grade that 1 point. If it did pass the inspection, you're going to score it 10 points. Uh, a section is defined as engine, transmission, steering, and suspension, and so forth. So what's going to happen is once you grade that section of the vehicle and you go down the list, so if you have 10 out of 9 sections that score majority 10, is considered to be in excellent condition. If you have 7 out of the 10 sections that scores majority 10 is considered to be in good condition. And if you have 5 out of the 10 sections that score majority 10, it is considered to be in fair condition. And if you have 1 out of 10 sections that score majority 10, it's considered to be in poor condition. All right, so I'm just going to kind of go through the list of things that you're going to and be inspecting, and you're just going to simply just put a 1 next to whatever's working properly. And no, excuse me, you're going to put a 1 next to whatever's not working properly and put a 10 next to whatever is working properly or has passed that inspection point or that inspection process. So the engine inspection, you want to be sure that the engine oil cap and inside of the oil cap is not milky or sludged. Does the oil dipstick show milky residue and oil level is okay? Does the radiator cap have milky substance? And please remember, guys, do not open a radiator cap on a vehicle that has been running. So please be careful. I do not want to hear any horror stories of you getting burned by radiator cap. But you'll be just fine. Just uh, make sure it's nice and cool. Is there oil leaking from the valve cover? Is there oil leaking from the oil pan gasket? And remember, this should be completed if it's the final choice inspection. The undercarriage inspection is what I mean by that. Does the engine drive belt have cracks? Okay, the transmission inspection. Does the transmission dipstick show milky mixture and fluid uh, level is clean or okay? The air conditioning inspection. Do you see green liquid or residue on AC condenser behind hood grill or bumper grill? Does the AC blow cold? Does all the air condition button controls work properly? Does the air condition heater blow heat? The steering and suspension inspection. Is there rust on the undercarriage? Uh, Remember, complete the undercarriage inspection if it's the final choice inspection and only final choice inspection. Remember, we do not want to abuse the system. You're only going to inspect the undercarriage if that is the vehicle that you want to kind of settle on and move forward with purchasing. Is there any oil residue coming from the shock or strut housing? Is there any oil leaking from the rack and pinion housing or boot? Vehicles with electronic shock slash strut, like my Lincoln Navigator that I told you about that I had to replace uh, not too long after I bought it. You want to make sure it's not sitting low to the floor before being started, and you want to make sure it's not sitting low to the floor after being started. If so, you're going to put a 1 next to that if it's just not doing anything. All right. So the test drive. Is the steering wheel straight while driving? Does the vehicle drive smooth? Are there any noises while driving? Does the steering wheel shake or vibrate while braking? Does the engine overheat? Are there any engine lights on where gauges are located? An example of the gauge is where the gas level shows the full and empty level is called a gauge. So all of those things in that vicinity is called a gauge, all right? Does the vehicle transmission shift smooth through gears while driving without skip, jerking, or banging? Do you hear a loud sound when the vehicle is put into reverse or drive? Does the vehicle smoke from the tailpipe while at idle or while driving? Very important, guys. Make sure you pay attention to that. That's a very important key point because if it does, that motor is probably worn out, okay, and it's going to be burning a lot of oil, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to repair, or you may, cause catastrophic engine damage to your engine without from not having engine oil in there, okay? The tire inspection. Remember, inspect with a penny. You can also inspect it with a quarter. Do you see above Lincoln's head or any of the "In God We Trust" letters above the head? If you can see the "In God We Trust," the tire has passed the inspection. Do you see any metal wires, string coming from the inside of the tires? Are there any cracks on the tire? Example, when you see cracks on a tire, it's going to kind of look like looks similar to the vehicle belt with cracks on it. So just kind of look at it and see what it looks like, and that's kind of like an example of what it looks like with cracks on a tire. Are the dates on the tires over 4 years old? Remember, I showed you how to inspect that tire, and the date is always going to be on the tire. So you want to make sure you write down how old that tire is, so we can go ahead and write it down to discount it from the price of that vehicle that you're trying to buy. The brake inspection. Are the brake pads low? Are the rotors damaged? Interior inspection. Is the overall inside of the vehicle clean? Does 20 or more of the electrical mechanical parts work properly on the interior? Is there rust visible on the sunroof from the inside? Is there any rebuilt sticker on the driver's door? Does all the seat belts attach securely? Is the steering wheel airbag intact? And does the horn work? Remember, make sure the horn works. That's another sign of uh, you know, a steering wheel airbag being deployed already. The horn not working is a sign that it's probably been deployed already, okay? Does the headlight work on high and low beam? Does the brake light come on when being pressed? The trunk inspection. Is there rust around or under the trunk seal? Is there any signs of rust, water leak where the spare tire is located? Is there a spare tire with tools to remove the tire from the wheel if you get a flat tire? Exterior body inspection. Is body damage visible? Does the magnet that I showed you how to use, does it stick to 6 different areas of the vehicle? And does the sunroof show exterior rust? All of these things, guys, are on this vehicle grading scale, and all you're going to simply do is just grade it a 1 or a 10. 1 for it's not working, and 10 for it's working properly. And like I showed you at the top here, you're going to grade that vehicle excellent condition, good condition, or fair condition, or poor condition based on the. That is all for now. I'll see you in the next video.